Uh, uh, Good evening, everyone. I think I am audible. Myself, Dr. Ritabrata Malik. I am presently working as assistant professor in Amity University, Madhya Pradesh, Gwalior. I am assistant professor in environmental science department. Our department is based on different activities related to environmental issues, environmental awareness. We take the classes of mostly the undergraduate students, postgraduate students, and also the PhD candidates. Now, regarding environmental science is concerned, we are very much concerned about the present status and of the world, and not only the world, in our state, in our country, in our locality, of different issues. And today, I think most of you know about the topic, that plastic pollution. Plastic pollution is not only the topic that will be discussed today. It has been in the topic, in the hot topic, since a long time. But what happens, we actually don't know or don't give importance that much. And being a student, being after graduation or after post graduation, even after studying about the environmental science so long, for 2 3 years, 4 years, we just ignore what we have learned, and we just keep on doing the nuisance whatever we have done for several years. So that is a major issue. Now, regarding plastic, I will just come to that point. First, I just want to discuss about the our nature, our society. Basically, our society is, we are the human beings, and being living in a society, being living in a community, we are indulging different types of activities, and one of the activities is majorly going into the market for shopping purpose, for purchasing something, going for in different types of shopping malls for purchasing something. Whenever we are going for purchasing, or whenever we are going for any kind of any activities, to buy something, to keep something, or to take something, we use plastic. You know about the online shopping. There are different types of online shopping: Amazon, Flipkarts, everything is there. We book, especially in these days during the COVID-19 spread out and coronavirus effect in this pandemic situation. The online order has been increased a lot. Everything is wrapped in plastic. So plastic is everywhere, in our, from our kitchen to our drawing room, from our any washroom, in our houses, in our locality, colony, in our a local area, state level, country level, in the world. Not only in that case, we know about there are different segments of the earth, like atmosphere in the above, then we have the hydrosphere in the water section, we have lithosphere below our ground, and also we are having the biosphere where we live. So everywhere you are having the plastic. Plastic is in deep ocean, plastic is in Antarctica, plastic is in Arctic part, plastic is in the land where the wildlife is there, plastic in our houses, plastic in as garbage, plastic in our room, inside our house, everywhere. Now, what is plastic? If we go from the chemistry point of view, or from the chemical point of view, plastics are actually wide range of synthetic or semi-synthetic organic compound, basically, that can be malleable. Malleable means it can be molded into certain structure. This structure might be a solid structure. So these are solid objects. Now, if we just go back to the history, so it started long ago. It started long ago, and basically the first known plastic is known as the bakelite. It was in 1907. The first fully synthetic plastic was known as the bakelite, and the term plastic was given by from different sources. It is known that the term plastic was given by the Leo Baekeland, the scientist, and from there on it started. So 1907, and it started slowly, then it becomes a rapid thing, and it after that, after a particular time, it becomes a rocket like, and when it reached a rocket like, it becomes a disaster. Now the disaster is beyond our control. Now that much problem has been created by plastic in our daily life, in the overall economy, that it cannot be ignored. You cannot live without plastic. It's not possible. We talk about stop plastic, ban plastic, but it's not even possible, because in your kitchen the containers, everything in your house, right from the television, right from your different types of equipments, everything has plastic. In automobiles, cars, buses, everywhere there is plastic. In agricultural equipments there is plastic. In medicine there is use of plastic. Environment containers there is plastic. In even different types of defense equipment there is plastic. In furniture there is plastic. If you talk about plastic, there are thousands and millions of things are there. So what should I do? What should we do? There must be something we can do. And let's talk about the different aspects of plastic. Now plastic waste generated, it has been calculated that it will increase into several folds by 2030, several folds by 2030. Like if it is 260 million right now, in 260 million tons a year, then by 2030 it will be 460 million tons a year. So that will be a huge fold. And it is understood that India as a country generates around 26,000 tons of plastic. It has been a data that was been done by some scientists, and research work has been done per day, and that data was given by Central Pollution Control Board. So we can imagine 26,000 tons. It's not a matter of joke. Coming to the major aspects of plastic, that thing is known as the microplastic. Plastic is itself, it's a bad thing, non-biodegradable thing. It's not a good thing for our nature, for our environment. But microplastic, it's far more dangerous. Far more dangerous in the thing. Presently, you know about the expedition to Antarctica. Different scientists, even from Calcutta University and different universities of India, they went to a expedition into Antarctica to search for microplastics. Imagine, you are being in India. You are being in India. Where is India? It's in located in the tropical region. Then other countries are there, and you are talking about the Antarctica. So whenever you are talking about the Antarctica, it's far far away, the land of penguins. But even there, scientists are looking for plastic. That simple thing can give you an idea how much it's dangerous, and what we are doing to our nature, what we have done to our nature, it's beyond control. So these microplastics are everywhere. We inhale microplastics, like we know about the dust particles. We are telling everyone that whenever you are talking or whenever you are walking, nowadays you should use mask, so that there you not should not be, your droplets will not come in contact with the other person, because there might be chances of spreading of coronavirus. Same thing, whenever we are exposed to the nature, whenever we are exposed to the dust pollution, the different types of vehicular exhaust, then we inhale different types of particulate matters. We know about the PM 2.5, we know about the PM 10. So when we inhale those, that will go into our lungs. Suppose those people are working in the asbestos, some people are working in the wood factory, the dust, wood dust, that enters into their body. It has been reported also that whenever it has been tested that with the 300 people working in a particular office, they were sitting in front of a printer. You know about the cartridge, the printer having the cartridge. that the carbon dust that slowly enters into their body, and they were tested for 3 months. They were not smoking or they were not having any particular disease or any kind of addiction. But when after 3 months their lungs were tested, their lungs were black. How? That dust particles slowly enters into their body. Same thing happens with the microplastic. It is just micro. So you know about micro, we know about the microscope, we know about the microphone, we know about the different types of microbes, those which are not visible through our naked eyes. That can be only under microscope, it can be visible. So that is also the case of microplastic. And this microplastic is everywhere and it is growing day by day. I'm giving an interesting example. I'm giving an example of we daily we use tea bags, right? Tea bags, we use tea. Now this tea bags, there is an interesting fact. These tea bags have a coating of plastic, and there is a plastic attached with that particular tea bag. So we actually don't keep our eyes on that, or don't properly give attention to that thing. But when we dip that in a boiling water means what? Whenever the boiled water is we are pouring into the teacups, that means 95 degrees centigrade to 100 degrees centigrade, around that was the temperature. Now whenever we are giving this particular this tea bag into that cup or the boiling water is 95 degrees centigrade, it breaks. These microplastics from that tea bag that contains the plastic, it breaks and it mixes with the water. So we are drinking not only the tea, but also we are drinking the microplastics. It is going inside our body without it unnoticed. Suppose I am giving an example interesting, that whenever I am talking about this microplastic, same thing happened with the pesticides. Suppose in if everyone almost drinks tea. Now what you can do, one thing, you just pour the tea or the tea bags after that, or not only the tea bags, even tea. Now after that, in pouring into the boiling water, you keep that cup into the sunlight. You just see there is an oily layer on the above surface of that tea. What is that? Tea does not contain oil. Where from it comes? It is the pesticide. It was sprayed sometimes before the in the tea gardens, before it was processed. It remains there. As it remains there, it also enters into our body. But we are drinking teas regularly. Same thing happened with these tea bags. So whenever we are talking about the tea bags, it is very dangerous in that terms. But we keep on drinking. We are drinking healthy tea like organic tea, but that is also in tea bags. So that is a major source. Now it has been estimated that a single plastic tea bag that release about 11.6 billion microplastics. 11.6 billion microplastic. And it also some releases some smaller nanoplastic also, but microplastic 11.6 billion. So it, if continuously it enters into our body, what can happen, that you can easily understand, that you can easily that anybody can understand. It's not a matter it needs a science, rocket science or like that. Everybody can understand. Basically plastic pollution is not um, just in particular city, particular geographic area, or particular any land area is concerned. It is everywhere. It's day by day it's increasing. The developing countries, it's coming up with the different types of plastic pollution issues. The developed countries already in the process of plastic pollution, and the underdeveloped countries are also having the problem of plastic pollution. So it has there are different types of studies are going on in different labs. Several countries are working on these. Several scientists and environmentalists are talking about this plastic pollution, but to some extent it's not happening in that thing. To some extent it's not happening into that thing. People are not aware either, or people are not giving proper attention. Just like this COVID-19 case, people were so ignorant. People are so ignorant that they are going outside. They are now the number of cases are increasing. There might be several issues. I'm not going into that thing, but we living in a particular society, living, being a human being, being in a human society, and we should concern about our environment. As we concern about our air, as we concern about water, as we concern about noise, we are keeping particular decibel, we are stopping use of firecrackers. Like that, we have to have certain stoppage for plastic. Otherwise, it will be a massacre someday. Already it has been a massacre, already it has been a disaster. But that disaster, as there is disaster management, there also plastic management can be done somehow. And these microplastics, it is also air we breathe, it is also in the air we breathe, traveling with the wind. If there is any wind flow, that it will travel faster. And the place where this the origin, you will just see that the origin is might be a particular city, and you won't believe that what are might be the sources. Just keep on painting. If there are different types of color paints are used for, might be the vehicle, for the coloring the car vehicles, for coloring the households, or any kind of thing. Whenever we are spraying that color, that's color paint, that contains microplastic. You won't believe that that contains microplastic, and that microplastic is so micro that it flows with the air. It is unnoticed. So it can travel a faster region. Suppose there is a windstorm going on, and somebody is just coloring the car or like that, so it will spread a further distance. Suppose there is a locality, and beside this locality there is a sanctuary, this sanctuary or wildlife area. Suppose there is a reserve forest, or suppose there is a simple forest, and in that forest there are different types of birds living in the tree, there are different types of insects, there is different types of reptiles, there are different types of even wildlife are there. Might be tiger, might be elephant, might be any kind of wildlife is there. So what, they are helpless, we are doing the nuisance, whether knowingly or unknowingly, we are providing them the microplastics. They are inhaling that. It has been noticed in different parts of USA that these microplastics have traveled so long that it has reached different wildlife sanctuaries, different wildlife areas. People, even the people like us, we are inhaling that microplastic. And there is a new study has been done, and it gives an idea that around 9,07,185 kilogram, 907,185 kg kilogram of teeny fragments, microplastics. It has been estimated, this much amount has been estimated, almost near about the 1,000 tons. It has been estimated, and it has been found in the wilderness area, the American west side of America. It is alone in that part only. It's not. Not talking about the whole country or the whole world or any nation or like continents like Asia or Africa or like that. It's only in the western part of USA. 907,185 kilogram. It has been estimated. And if we convert that thing with the amount of plastic we use, it can be suggested that there are 300 millions plastic bottles. If you crush 300 million plastic bottles, 300 million plastic bottles, that will give, or that will generate that much quantity of microplastics. So uh, as we are using plastic in piping, as we are using plastic in plumbing, as we are using in the windows, doors, like vinyl slides, as we are using in furnitures, we are we are ignoring this microplastic part, and it's very dangerous. Even as medical equipments. Now, medical equipments. Now, here comes the present situation. Now, if we talk about the present situation, that means plastic is everywhere. PPE, personal protective equipment. It is the most commonest term everyone knows nowadays. Even a layman can say. In our classes, when we teach about the natural disaster, when you teach about the industrial safety, we talk about PPE, personal protective equipments. So, personal protective equipments, it contains a plastic glass, it contains gloves, it contains head cap, it contains face shields, it contains the apron and the cover jacket, it contains shoe cover. Everything is made of plastic. So what this thing will be the fate of these things? They will go where they will be kept, where they will be thrown, where they will be whether they will be further reused, recycled, don't know. People are throwing them, simply people are throwing them. Suppose somebody has bought 50 masks, 3 layered mask, ordering online, ordered the 50. Now he is going to the office, so he is carrying 2 masks whenever he is going, that one, and whenever he is coming back, another one. In the meantime, what happens? After returning, it throws away, definitely to dustbin. From the dustbin, where it goes? To the community dustbin. Community dustbin, it becomes a medical biomedical solid waste, or it becomes a solid waste of plastic. Then what is his fate? Either it will be on the road, or it will be somewhere dumped. There must be a proper process, like in solid waste management we have proper incineration, we have proper decompose, we have proper handling of that thing. So in case of that, gloves, there are different pictures coming. You We are in the social media nowadays very much active. If you go to Twitter accounts of Twitter, if you go to Instagram pictures, if you go to Facebook, even in WhatsApp, people are showing pictures that the ocean, the river, the ponds, the roads, the lakes are polluted with different types of this dismantled or thrown away things of plastic gloves, these plastics. The aquatic animals, what they have done? They have done nothing, but they are under severe attack of this plastic pollution by man. Several times the turtles misconcepts that plastic as a jellyfish. Several times sea lion misunderstands the plastic as a food. So when they go for that plastic nets, there are different videos coming up from different parts of the world that this animal, water animal, aquatic animal, has been rescued by someone. This animal has been rescued by someone because of the fishing net. They are blocked totally, the fishing net, it's made of plastic, nylon. These plastic small bags, these plastic polypropylene, polythene sheets, these are make or micro, those non-biodegradable, and these kind of small plastic, big plastics, they are making huge problem day by day, huge problem. It has been dumped in the rivers, lakes, they are going up, and it becomes a mountain of plastic. It becomes a mountain of plastic. So the thing is that we should take care of these, definitely, otherwise situation is already beyond our control and it will go further. Now I will be discussing about a very interesting topic. I don't know whether you all aware of that, aware of this particular thing is not. We know about acid rain. What is acid rain? Acid rain is, sometimes people say it's just coming of rain when it is nature is acidic. True, but there are certain scientific reasons there. We know about the sulfur dioxide, SO2, that is a gas, sulfur dioxide. There is a gas, NO2, nitrogen dioxide. So these gases are released by different activities, by chance human activities, by natural activities, volcanic eruption, and different types of activities. So when they go up into the atmosphere, SO2 and NO2, they further reacts with oxygen. Suppose it combines with oxidized, it is oxidized sulfur dioxide, it becomes sulfur trioxide. And this sulfur trioxide or sulfur dioxide or nitrogen dioxide, they reacts with the water. So water means H2O. So this reacts with water and they form simple sulfuric acid, sulfurous acid, nitric acid, nitrous acid. So as they form these kind of acids, when they fall into as a rain, it remains with the rainwater, rain droplets, as these when they precipitation, and they fall on the earth. You know about the Taj Mahal case? What happened in Taj Mahal? In because of this acid rain, because of the sulfur dioxide, and because of the sulfuric acid, it reacts with the marble. Marble means calcium carbonate, and it forms calcium sulfate. So there are yellow deposits. So this is about acid rain. Now the interesting term is known as the plastic rain. It is the latest discovery, you can tell, the latest experiment, you can tell, but latest studies going on this plastic rain. I just mentioned about few minutes back that it has been estimated that 907,185 kilogram, those are calculated as like this plastic rain. So what is plastic rain? It is a rain of plastics. Definitely it's a rain of plastics. So how this rain happens? How this rain happens? This rain actually, it's coming as a bunch of plastics, microplastics coming down in a particular area, and after the condensation. What is condensation? Is normal process whenever we talk about the water cycle. That's normal water from different water sources goes up, evaporates, goes up, condense, then they come as precipitation or rainfall on the ground. Same thing happens in case of plastic rain. Microplastics, teeny microplastics having very micro size, micron, millimicron size, they with the wind flow goes up, and they remain in the lower atmosphere for some time. They are agglomerate, they are totally joined. Then they fall on a particular area. Suppose I am talking about on a place located in the coastal side. Now the coastal side, whenever there is any, suppose there is a paint factory, or suppose there is any factory that produces garments that also use plastics. Now there are daily hours after hours processing, it generates huge amount of plastic granules, microplastic. It goes going up, and due to coastal wind it is coming towards the city. Now in the city, during in the near city, there is a wildlife area, or there is any particular green field, suppose any open this agricultural field, suppose. So what will happen? These microplastics will come on, fall on the particular agricultural land suddenly. That is a that is a plastic rain. And presently you can go through different sites, you can go to different journals, this thing is happening. Plastic dust rains, it's just like a dust, plastic dust rains is happening. And it has been estimated that around 1,000 tons of plastic rains come down on different types of national park. You know about Yellowstone National Park in US, you know about different types of national park throughout the world. So these areas are now being threatened due to this. Plastic factory production of plastics is happening somewhere else, but this quantity, huge quantity of plastic dust, plastic as plastic rain, it's coming to the wilderness. And it has been calculated that around 132 pieces of microplastic land on every square meter of wilderness. Every square meter, 132 pieces. So it's a major concern. Definitely, it's a major concern. We are not sure about the Indian perspective. It is just under investigation, under study, and I am also looking. I am also working in this particular subject area. That what will be the future. So hopefully there will be something in future we can discuss about this plastic rain, and it will be discussed definitely, because once it started it will go on, it will not stop just like a particular thing. So it has been calculated, as I mentioned, that this amount 1,000 tons of plastic microplastic, or as plus dust, plastic dust rain, that contains about total, if we total it, 300 billion plastic bottles, 300 million plastic bottles. And basically these are coming from different cloths, carpets, and other textile that are nearby to that forest area or that thing. And over a time period of 12 months or 1 year, it has been estimated that 15,000 these teeny pieces of microplastics were found heavily. There's having less than, even you know, imagine this microplastic having a width less than your hair. So how teeny is that, you can understand. Just with a human hair, it is far less than that. So it is the future study, definitely will work on this microplastic, definitely will work on this particularly plastic rain. It will happen definitely. And coming to the, these are the problems we are having. These aquatic animals, ocean animals, these river animals, lakes, ponds, in our societies everywhere there is problem. What is the solution? This is that is with the main problem, main thing. Being a human, being a in living in a human society, we should be concerned about that, and the young generation should be aware. In our classes, in different um, awareness program campaigns, different celebration of different environmental days like 5th June World Environment Day and 22nd March this World Water Day. We talk about sustainable development. We talk about Earth conservation, Earth Day, Mother Earth. We should talk about plastic also. Like I am giving you an example. I am from Amity University. In our university, our Honorable Vice Chancellor has declared this university campus as a green campus and as a plastic free campus. How we have done that? How we have reached that? Everywhere we have placed certain dustbins of blue color and green color. These are different types of dustbins are placed. Now somebody, we are having one this canteen. Every campus have canteens. So whenever you are purchasing something that is made up this kept in a plastic container, so whenever you are eating or after completion of it, what usually we do, we throw it away without thinking what will happen. We just throw it away. Let change our nature, let change our mindset. We should keep that into that dustbin, so that somebody authorized person will collect that. That will be decomposed, that will be incinerated, that will be crushed, or that will be recycled later on. So this thing has been done. We have banned the use of single use plastic in our campus. Initially we are giving like plastic bottles of 1 liter or that bottles during our conference, during meetings, get-togethers. But now we have given the glass in the glasses. So we have changed that. That can be done. That can be easily can be done. Different types of plastic sources are there, like chocolate wrappers, like chips packets, like different types of like sandwich wrappers. Everything has plastic. So if we take care of that, if we place that thing in properly, then we can do things. Whenever we are going to market, we can carry one plastic, we can carry one cloth bag. Initially when we are young, in our childhood, I remember that there was no this plastic carry bags. We are used to take this made of cloth or to the markets to this purchase different kinds of vegetables and other things. That can be easily done. We can carry the nowadays different companies have come up with different solutions, like we can reuse that straw. Instead of plastic straw, we can use metal straw. Different online these shoppings are giving that thing. It can be purchased from the everywhere. You can use made of bamboo, that straw that can be used. We should think differently, otherwise we will not be able to survive. Not be able to survive. The students who are listening right now, or the young generations, or even those who are not student but concerned about the nature, concerned about our society, they can also take care of this thing. I'm giving an interesting example, and just I always laugh about this particular incident. A few years back, I was attending a particular conference. That conference was regarding the ban of plastic, single-use plastic. Okay, fine. So when the sessions were going on, speakers were telling about to stop plastic use to, and there are people also telling about the use of plastic, because you cannot live without plastic, definitely. But that solid plastic or that kind of plastic is different. I'm talking about the smaller plastics. Those are causing damage actually. So now when the session was going on as usual, now during the lunch break, what was the funny thing is that they were providing water in plastic glasses, disposable glasses. Water was kept in a plastic jar. The plates were made of plastic. They were giving spoon made of plastic, and the things were wrapped with the plastic. Everywhere there is plastic. So you are working on a conference. You are organizing a seminar which is telling to ban plastic, and you are arranging all those things in plastics. You are giving plastics. So there is the mindset. There is the mindset. I was even again another example. There was an expedition on the Ganges. It was like a celebration of Earth Day, 22nd April, the celebration of Earth Day. I was there, and there are several scientists and several people were there, and it was just to give an idea about the nature, about the water and other things. Now people were eating and just throwing their plastic plates and other things to the water. So where is the education, where is the mindset? So we should think in that way. We should keep in our mind our mindset should be like that. I am not telling that everyone will be aware in a particular day. They will be concerned about in a particular night and overnight. Just like after listening to my lecture, everybody will be keeping all those plastic things in dustbin. That will not happen. But it can be started. Just like this voice of environment, we should give credit to them. This team is working hugely in this Assam, Guwahati. They have done several things in eradication of plastics from Kamakya temple and other temples from islands there. So they have done this remove plastic or ban plastic these things on continuous basis for several years. They have people are there the people are there voluntarily participating in this kind of thing. You know about this sea beaches, sea coasts in the Mumbai area and different areas. People are removing plastics, they are keeping in world different coastal regions. People are working, so definitely we can do. Definitely we can do. The things are there, solutions are there. Just we have to keep our mindset clear. Just we have to keep our focus clear, and people should participate. Just this talk I am giving, I'm not giving a particular lecture, just like a lecture about plastic. I just want to aware people. I just want to inform you what we can do, what are the things that we have ignored, and what are the things that we can do in for our incoming days, and what are the things we can do right now. So basically this so basically, when we are even talking about the do's and don'ts, there are certain things are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can tell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. But mindset, definitely the mindset should be definitely should be a mindset should be there. It has been estimated that nowadays people are doing what? People are doing this plastic roads, making plastic roads. Why we are making plastic roads? There are different municipalities, corporations have been awarded by these municipalities, but they have come up with the idea, because if we use plastic, the rainwater will not percolate, it will stop. So there will be chances of less chances of water logging. And these plastic roads are, you will not imagine, lifetime will be 3 times higher than the normal road. It will be 70% faster than the normal road because of the friction, less friction. And it is lighter. Definitely it is 4 times lighter than the this cement concrete road. So these plastic roads can be done. And the main point, the main point is that it can be recycled. It is recyclable, 100% recyclable. So that is another major issue. So only you have to put your waste bags, dustbins, and on the street, particularly in a particular place, so that somebody, that community dustbins that can be arranged properly. And you should take care of the what you are throwing, what kind of things you are throwing, what kind of plastic materials you are throwing. You can use this, instead of this plastic cups, you can use your reusable cups. You can use spoon. You can take your own spoon, and whenever you are going to somewhere, you can carry that in your bag. That is done, that can be done. So instead of purchasing single use plastic bottle, you can carry your bottle. Sometimes when it is not possible, okay, that is quite understandable, that it is not possible to take carry bottles with you. But you can do these things, reusable bottles. And avoid using plastic, disposable materials. Definitely avoid plastic packaging as much as possible. You will be amazed at different these different entrepreneurs, different young people are coming, and they are changing the total scenario. Nowadays you will be amazed to know. I think you some people already know about that. There are edible plates that is made from different grains, like wheat, like barley, like this paddy, that has converted the plates into edible plates that can be eaten. Whenever you finish your food, you can also eat the plate. So that will reduce the waste. Instead of plastic packaging, you use banana leaf. Banana leaf already there. in several areas, people are already experimenting on that. People are working on that. Banana leaf can be easily covered. You know about this, there are different shopping areas, they are also doing this thing. Bamboo straws already in the process, so this can be used, definitely this can be used. And we can use a lightweight car instead of heavy car. That lightweight car use less amount of plastic. And whenever you are using the this personal care product, just see the ingredients, use that kind of product that has less microplastic or plastic bits, less amount of it can be avoided. uh, Paint color, that can be also taken care of. And whenever you are purchasing anything, suppose whether if it is available in paper bag, if it is available in tetra pack, go for that. Don't purchase the plastic things. Don't ask for the carry bags from your shopkeeper. Rather, you take from your home. If you are not taking, try to keep it with your hand or anything other. Whenever you are using razor, this razor for your daily use, don't just use a plastic thing, use a reusable that can be used further. And so these are the things that can be done. Community engagement, the young generation should engage themselves, should come with the different types of solutions. I have just pointed out certain factors, certain solutions, certain points. Now uh, these factors can be different types of factors. These factors can be like, there are different types of activities, different types of engagements that is very much required. Otherwise, what will happen? Will people will not be able to, people will not be able to stop this thing, this kind of plastic pollution. So I think I have covered some points about this plastic pollution and certain solutions. Microplastic, plastic rain, about the tea bags, right, from about the different types of edible things. So this is, and giving you some, I tried to give you some ideas on that. And hope you have gathered some information, or you can ask any, if anything you can want to ask, you can ask. And this plastic thing is going day by day. Even so, there are certain points people have asked. Just I want to go through that thing, and so that I can give you some ideas on that. Uh, some people are asking for different types of presentation, PowerPoint presentation. Yes, PowerPoint presentation is can be done. So in future we will try to do that, so that you can have a visual view. So the things are must be more effective, definitely. Sometimes people are asking that how do you estimate microplastic. Okay, microplastic, I have not estimated it. Is let be clear, it can be estimated by a collection of plastic microplastics, or these microplastics falling on a particular area. I mentioned that 1 square meter area, like in ecology or any kind of, whenever we do these kind of things, we are having quadrats that are having certain scale, certain area. Like that, in 1 square meter area, how much deposition of plastics is there. So on the basis of that, it can be calculated. And definitely after collection from the leaf surface, from the ground surface, from the grass, or above the grass, from on the ground, these are collected and experimented in a particular laboratory. Then Particular area plastic rain, whatever I just mentioned that plastic rain, it has not been done exactly in case of India right now. Presently it is in definitely even USA. You can go through different journals. Presently journals are, and there are scientific journals are there. They are working on this. People, scientists are working on this. This concept of plastic rain has emerged within this lockdown period. I think even I just came to know within this time, so within 2 3 months. So it has been emerged, I think, basically after February 2020. So it will be the future. Definitely it will be the future. So whenever we get any opportunity to know about plastic raining, whether it is raining, it again, be it clear, it will not rain of plastic. It's a deposition, but it is coming from the atmospheric level, not on the ground level. It is coming from the, it is flown with the wind and coming from that thing. Government of course does not support recycling of plastic. There are, definitely there are recyclers are there. There are, government has given, like Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change is the government of nodal agency of this environment. There, then there is Central Pollution Control Board. Under Central Pollution Control Board there are different state pollution control boards. These state pollution control boards are there, are regional pollution control board. Now these state pollution control boards, they go for bidding every year. There is tender for this recycler. And this, when these recyclers there, when these recyclers are there, definitely then, when these recyclers are there, there are these recyclers will help in recycling the plastics. They take care of this amount of plastic materials. Not only plastics, they take care of the electronic waste also. So there are e-waste recyclers, there are plastic recyclers, but in less quantity. You should increase the number. Unless they increase the number, there will be huge problem. So government, of course, definitely there should be further rules, regulations to be stringent. Plastic pollution act should be there, and government already banned that thing. You know about Sikkim is the first state of the India that has banned plastic use. But definitely in different whole country the plastic is banned, but it is there, definitely it's there. Yes, definitely. When we go to market to buy something, we see that it is wrapped with the plastic bags. Definitely, and we also ask again. Something is wrapped in a plastic. We are buying that thing. Again, we ask for another plastic. That is our mindset. So that thing should be minimized. If you visit any particular place, like you know about Thailand, Thailand is well known, is a well known tourist place, one of the finest cities in the world. But if you just uh, go in the interior of that Thailand, in like Siam, that area, bank just beside the Bangkok, main Bangkok area, you will see that the drains are open drains and they are choked totally with the plastic, totally with the plastic. If you go to Himalayan region, simply in our country, suppose you are visiting Darjeeling area, suppose you are visiting Uttarakhand area, you will see that there are cases of landslides, there are cases of different types of damage. Why? There are reasons. Suppose being a tourist, whenever you are visiting that place, you are eating something in a wrapped in plastic, you throw it wherever you throw it, the roadside. Now because of wind, because of this water, these plastics will come to a particular place in the Jora or waterfalls, but it choked that thing. Suppose in winter or summer, these things are blocking the area, the waterfalls or the river flow area. So what will happen? These totally blocked because of the plastic materials, because of the plastic bottles, because of plastic, any kind of plastic things and other things also. Now suddenly there is monsoon comes in the hilly region early. So there is monsoon. So when there is huge rainfall, where the water will go? That water will not find any particular path, particular way to go. So it falls on that particular Jora already blocked with plastic, and it moves above that thing, taking all those plastic things, taking all those small soil particles, small stones, and it comes down as a landslide, then mix with the houses, taking everything. If there was a proper way, water might have passed, but we have blocked that thing with the plastics. Green plants, definitely it will harm, the plastic rain will harm the green plants definitely, because if this plastic rain in quantities increases into several folds, that will fall on the green leaves, so there will be the problem with the photosynthesis process, there will be problem with the above surface, and there will be the chances of less sunlight to be absorbed, so that kind of thing will cause damage, and there will be this premature leaf fall, there might be chances of necrosis, the color will be changed, it will become yellow because of the absence of chlorophyll, so that can happen. So in somebody is asking how can we manage in a domestic level. Definitely in domestic level we can do certain things, certain things like we cannot just throw away the plastics. First of all, whenever you are using any plastic material, be sure about its after effects. Suppose you are using a plastic container, so you just cannot throw that container, so keep it as much as possible till it becomes bad, heavy plastic. If it is made of heavy plastic, it can be used, but if it is made of single use plastic, it should be crushed. Whenever you are having, suppose you have purchased 1 liter of this packaged drinking water, you have bought into your house, you are keeping in your house, suppose it's soft drink bottle, now it's the summer season, people are buying soft drinks bottles, but what happened to soft drinks bottles, you just keep it for months after months, that should not be. These bottles are made for one time use, you should understand that. You also check that few years back, 7, 10 years, 15 years back, the quality of that plastic was hard, but nowadays the plastic is thin and the quality is very bad, so you cannot reuse that thing, that is not a reusable thing. If it is heavy plastic, hard plastic, then it can be reused for some after certain time. You cannot use for 10, 15 years, but for several times. But for single use plastic, you should crush that. And whenever you're crushing, be sure that cannot be reused. Better, you can reuse that thing in your gardening. There are several options. You just cut a plastic bottle from the middle and put some soil, put some particular plant, you keep it in your balcony. That can be done. Plastic don't need any further tub. That can be a home decor can be done. If you are having a plastic bottle, several plastic bottles, you join together and make it a just like and put inside some small bulbs, so it will give you a light inside your house. That can be done. And if at all you want to throw it away, just throw it away in the dustbin properly, so that it can be carried to a proper thing. Like different cities having Nagar Nigam, Nagar Palika, and the municipalities, corporations are there. They are taking care of those things. They are taking to their particular center where they are dumped, they are stored, and they are crushed. You know about this plastic ATM? That is another concept. I just want to mention that also. In Charchgate station of Mumbai, one year last year, few 2 years back, a person there he installed a plastic ATM machine. What is the plastic ATM machine? Just like plastic. Whenever you are putting the plastic bottle into that, that will crush that bottle. That will crush that bottle, and that will give uh, a slip, just like a slip of like voucher, gift voucher, like 10% discount, 5% discount, 15 rupees cashback, Paytm cashback, like that. So that idea is very good. You just give that plastic to that machine, that plastic will be crushed, you don't have to worry. Suppose you have bought a bottle of rail neer from a railway station, now after drinking or whenever you are going out from the station, you just put that thing, you will get a benefit. So these kind of ideas further develop. And nowadays different stations already put up in Mumbai also, in different stations they have put up this kind of machines, plastic recycler. So that kind of thing should be developed further. And domestically we can segregate the plastic materials, we can, whenever we are putting on the dustbin, and we should crush that thing, and we make sure that the person collecting that thing, or the Nagar Nigam or the corporation collecting that thing, is going to a particular place where it is crushed or recycled or reused. that thing should be done, not openly thrown into the roadside here and there anything. uh, Microplastic from plastic rain may tend to penetrate the soil through rainwater harvesting system. Rainwater harvesting system, I think rainwater harvesting system is okay. This actually, this case of rain, this microplastic rain. Nowadays, it is under experimental process. It has been estimated that most of the areas outside the city where it is blown by the air, those are infected mostly. Rainwater harvesting system we can imply in the cities. Of course, there are chances that this plastic rain would be there. But rainwater harvesting, whenever it is the water is collected. So this water, when it is filtered, definitely there are chances that there will be a percolation. But through the soil, it's bit difficult, but it's not that it will not happen. So we should take care of that. But I think rainwater harvesting system, it does not require that soil fully, because whenever you are collecting, suppose I'm telling about rooftop rainwater harvesting. So whenever we are talking about rooftop rainwater harvesting, water is collected through a pipeline. This pipeline is coming, it is linked with the chamber, that storage where it is the water is kept, and there is a filter. So chances of mixing of that thing is less. But yes, if we are talking about the underground thing, there are chances of percolation. So there are certain constraints of large scale production of degradable plastics. There are certain norms as per the Central Pollution Control Board is concerned. So measures should be taken, and I think there should be, government should take care of this thing, and they should come up with a solution so that it will be beneficial for all. Suppose the scientists working specifically on this particular area, suppose you have a particular area that can come up with a solution, so that this thing in future we can see that degradable plastics, I think it will be done. Okay, so I think I have tried to explain whatever being asked, and whatever being discussed. That discussion can go on for several hours even on this topic, but we should come up with constructive solution. And from our domestic level, from our mindset should change. Whenever you are purchasing, whenever you are walking on the streets and having an ice cream in a plastic cup, don't throw it away. Just wait for any dustbin. If you can't see any dustbin, you keep with it till you see any dustbin. Even then you are not even saying, just keep it within a particular bag, or particular keeping it with you, so that you can throw or into a particular thing, so it cannot be misused. Definitely, recycled plastic is cost effective because you don't need that ingredients. It is already there, but just you have to mold that thing in properly. You have to crush that thing, and it can be reused, recycled. That's why reuse, recycle, reduce is the thing. But it cannot be done with the microplastic. Definitely, it's not cannot be done. So it should be this use of small polythene, small plastic should be banned. Definitely. Plastic Pollution Act is there to not to use the small plastic less than 10 micron, but 1 micron. These are the categories, different categories are given, but at all these acts or these rules should be further stringent. Just like whenever you are having the PUC, pollution under control, like for your vehicle, to test the pollution, air pollution level. For that, plastic, you should be, that kind of thing should be there. Using of helmet is being compulsory, so not using plastic should be compulsory in that way. But you cannot ignore plastic. Again, I am telling, everything cannot be ignored, but these microplastics can be taken care, and to some extent we can do our social thing. And the young generation should come up, definitely should come up. People should come with the mindset, people should aware other people. That's why, that's only it can happen. So, okay, thank you everyone for your kind patience, and thank you Voice of Environment for giving me an opportunity to discuss this topic. Hope in future we will be discussing several more topics, and I should thank the Voice of Environment for their efforts they are doing, for the effort they are doing and they keep on doing. I am also a part of this particular team. We are trying to do good things for environment, but people should come up. It's not environment. What does it mean? It's surrounding us. Everything should be there. And people, when people come up, people raise their voice. That will be the voice of environment. Voice of environment is not the a name. Voice of environment is not a organization, but voice of environment is the voice of the human community. Voice of us for the environment, for the betterment of environment. We have only one earth to live, so keep it safe. Be yourself safe, stay healthy, stay safe, keep environment clean and green. Thank you very much. We hope we will meet again in some another topic. Thank you.